I mean, it was very clear what we were going to face.
Well, I admire your frankness on this subject.
Very clear what we were going to face.
Let me just before we move on, just to clarify once more. You are basically saying that even in government at the time, you knew those groups were around, you saw this analysis, and you were arguing against it. But who wasn't listening?
I think the administration.
The administration turned a blind eye to your analysis.
I don't know if they turned a blind eye. I think it was a decision. I think it was a willful decision.
A willful decision to go support an insurgency that had Salafists, Al Qaeda, and Muslim
a willful
Brotherhood.
decision to do what they're doing, which you'd have to really ask the president, what is it that he actually is doing with the policy that is in place, because it is very, very confusing. I'm sitting here today, Mehdi, and I can't tell you exactly what that is. And I've been at this for a long time.
Okay, well, let's go back to Iraq. I just want to ask you one last question about Iraq. Many would argue that the Iraq invasion was a recruiting sergeant for extremists and terrorists. You seem to have conceded partly that earlier on in this interview. You said that
I think it was a strategic mistake. I think history will not be kind.
But let me just get very specific on Iraq. U.S. prisons in Iraq are believed to have helped radicalize thousands of young Iraqis who passed through them.
Absolutely.
Not just through torture, but through providing a recruiting ground, a meeting place, a training facility for the very same militants that the US is now bombing. I think 17 of the top 25
there's no doubt that the prison system that was the Iraqi prison system became places, training ground, the training ground for what we're facing today.
So it wasn't just 2003 that US poured fuel on the fire, it was much later on as well.
Well, I don't think it was so much, it's not the US so much.
Let me quote your former colleague, Major General Douglas Stone, who ran the US detention system in Iraq. He said, he called the US prison system a jihadi university that was breeding more terrorists.
Yeah, I believe that. And he ran them. I believe that.
So it's not just the Iraqis, as you just said, it's the Americans.
I went down there, well, I mean, what we did was we allowed things to happen in those prisons, in those detention facilities, in Camp Cropper and Camp Bucca, to where guys like al-Baghdadi spawned, and others as well.